So this is the runs of the new Russian rocket, and this should be able to put heavy payloads up in space, heavy satellites in space. So that's good. We got an upgrade in our rocket. So welcome back to another episode of KSP, and I'm here trying to fly this rocket manually because automatic system failed. Okay, now automatic system is flying the rocket here. The guidance system should work now. There we go. And we have the first stage here. Now this thing will burn until it's empty. So there we go, separation of the fairing, and now we will fire the upper stage, and looks like we just detailed the satellite there. Oh no. But good thing is that the engine is the rocket stage is actually pushing the satellite forward. Okay, so the satellite you're seeing here has solar panels on it and some science experiments to get some science data, and it's gonna go for a polar orbit, quite inclined here as you can see, with 90-degree inclination. Now that should put us in orbit. There we go. The engine should stop anytime soon, and once it does, the satellite should get separated from there like so. There we go. And now we just get some science data, sweet science data from space. Yes. All right, time for another second satellite launch, and let's launch the second rocket. And boom, this is quite unstable. I should have built the rocket properly, but it's fine. It works. So I guess we have no issues here. The satellite inside here, I think, is the solar satellite. I think it's called the sun synchronous satellite. I don't know what that is, but we'll know what it is when it goes up in orbit. I'm doing voiceover after playing this game, so I kind of did forget what I put on the rocket inside. So we pretty much have sort of like a normal climb here. Yeah, this should go up and shut down, separate, and the upper stage should fire, putting the thing in orbit. Simple as that. Now the second satellite is quite hefty. It contains even more experiments, and there we go. Now this thing is in orbit. Now we're gonna release that satellite, and yeah, just do some science. Okay, so that should net us some science data, which should be able to use that for further upgrades and get some new tech down. So I think I'm going to invest in more rockets, or I think I'm going to invest more in satellite technology. So I think I will just do that now. Okay, so what you're looking here is the next satellite. And oh no, this satellite is not just another Earth satellite. This thing is actually going to go all the way to the moon. So that's right, we're now aiming for the moon. Right, so to go to the moon, we are going to be needing a much bigger rocket. And we call this rocket Soyuz 1. We imported all the engines, and we got other, fuel tank goodies from Russia. Our good friend Russia provided us the engines, and there we go. We're now building the rocket as per the blueprints that we have bought from Russia again. So Russia, our friend, they make really good rockets early up in the game. So yeah, there we go. You can see now adjusting the launch pad here. And yeah, just getting the launch infrastructure ready and all. This is the first flight of the Soyuz rocket, and is this gonna put the satellite in space? I mean the upper stage in space. Time to find out. This is a new type of rocket that's gonna use like 4-strap booster to provide more power deep at the ground. So we'll fire the engines now, and we have liftoff. There we go. And the ride is pretty smooth. Actually, way too smooth to be worried about. And there we go. Now we separate the upper stage and fire it to aim for the moon. Right, that was a flyby of the moon, just to check out what the moon would look like. The next time we would actually impact the surface of the moon. And for this, we will make sure that we will go during the night. So there we go. We have second launch of the Luna rocket. And okay, the canary failed to separate, but that's fine. Our rocket recorrected itself and is headed for the correct trajectory. So we now have separation coming up. There we go. Such a nice view to see from here. And off it goes to orbit. So we'll burn this thing until it's empty, get the maximum height possible here, because we do not want to put strain on the upper stage. We want to make sure we get maximum efficiency from this upper stage. So once we do that, we'll separate and start for the uh, I think it's called translunar injection. It's about putting your orbit that intersects the moon. So we'll increase our speed so much that our orbit extends way, way past the Earth's gravity, and it should, you know, meet the moon just like that. There we go. Okay, so once we are faced the correct way, we will start the RCS engine because we need to provide sort of like a kickback, settle the fuel down, and fire the engines. There we go. Perform a TLI maneuver. TLI stands for translunar injection. Uh, I think the people watching this video should know what that means already. Yeah. We'll finish the final part of the burn using the RCS so we can become more accurate and hit the moon at a precise location here. Mm. And off it goes on its journey towards the moon. So, that's weird. I don't know why it's rotating like that. It should go to moon anytime soon. On its final descent, we can see now. Wait a second. The flight computers report that this probe is not on a impact trajectory. It's not going to impact the moon. Apparently, this engine underperformed. Yes, failed to put this in a impact trajectory. So that sucks. But we have more rockets and more satellites that we can send up. So I hope the next mission should go flawlessly. All right, so the second launch, not the second launch, third launch of the lunar rocket, and this one is actually aimed to impact the moon. So if everything goes correctly, if there is no mistakes, you know, then this satellite should impact the moon, and we should be able to see the surface up close. Okay, so burning for the moon here. It should not take too long time. Just like that, we should be on a impact trajectory, just like that, on the light side of the moon, not the dark side, so we can actually see where we are going. Nice. So yeah, see you on the other side of the moon. It's the freaking moon up close. Oh yeah, we could actually impact this one. As you can see, it does look like we are going to impact this right over there. I can't show you really where, but yeah, we should be able to impact somewhere over there. So, uh, let's just fast forward to the incident here. Now, I don't know why I separated the rocket here. Yeah, that rocket should have given us more mass, more data to see, but I guess that's not gonna happen. We're just gonna have to make do with this small satellite hitting the surface of the moon. Ah, there we go. Boom. That's it. That is it. Okay, so we have another one here that's gonna launch into space. It's gonna be the same impact probe that we used on the third launch. The launch is very successful, and we can see some ultra wide shots. There we go. Engine burn, TLI, and some mid-course correction to put it in correct orbit. Alright, I swear this one is gonna be the last one. Actually, we had like 3 impact contracts, so I had to do all of them for that sweet money. Okay, so we're gonna launch this thing again, and there's a glitch here. The gantry did not retract, hitting the rocket, but that's alright. The rocket corrected itself, and we just need to launch this bad boy up. Oh, you can see there seems to be no any problem whatsoever during the launch. We have clean separation of the side boosters, and this thing is gonna go and continue into orbit. Nice. Now we're gonna separate that. Okay, slight explosion, but nothing too serious. And we fire the engine to head to the moon. Nice. So a little bit of course correction required here from the RCS. A little bit of push here, and that should put us on a correct heading. So this thing is gonna impact the moon at a very high speed. It's like a direct impact here. So, and there we go. And there we go. And there we go. Okay, so another one. I'm sorry. I was just joking. This is not another lunar impactor, but instead, this thing is going to the moon. But what is this gonna do? It's gonna do something else. I'll show you what it's gonna do. It's gonna flip over and destroy the launch pad. Oh yeah, that is obviously what it's gonna do. Oh no! No! Oh man, that sucks. What the heck just happened? Okay. Yeah. Looks like the launch is a failure. We're gonna launch this thing into orbit and see what happens. So I got the upper stage and the satellite up in orbit. Now we are firing the engines to head towards the moon. And this time the payload here is very special. I'll show you why it is special. It's gonna do something else on the moon. Yeah, I think you guys know what it is going to do already. But if you don't know, you will very soon know what it's going to do. Okay, so there comes the moon. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire up the thrusters and spin this thing up. And then once I spin this thing up, I'm gonna fire the engines that are on the satellite itself. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And burn, baby, burn. This thing is gonna put the satellite into orbit of the moon. So we'll be over at the moon for a long time. Looks like we had a slight issues with the engine, but it does seem like we will make a very tight orbit here. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I think I'll take this one. Yeah, that's not bad. We have a highly elliptical orbit, so I can get signs from both the low space around the moon, and I can also get signs from the high space around the moon. So that's pretty good, eh? That's pretty good. This thing also has solar panels on it, so this should never ever lose power ever again. Okay, so this is another rocket launch here, and it's gonna have the same thing up inside. And okay, why did this thing not launch? What the freak just happened? We just had to cancel the launch and shut up the engines because we had a problem with the engines. Yeah. Okay, so we just repaired the engines now, and it seems to work all well now. Okay, that tilt though, good thing that this thing has a automatic guiding system. Oh, let's not hit that glitched tower over there. Okay, so far actually didn't go smoothly, but now it does. go smoothly. Now it is going smoothly. I think that's the wrong word to use here. Uh, Pardon my English, it's not. Okay, now we will separate the side boosters like that. There we go. And continue in orbit. Uh-huh. Okay, so we are gonna fire the engines again and put this on course for the moon. Yes. Okay, so once that's complete, we are gonna spin stabilize this thing again. So same as we did before. Spin that sucker up. Yeah. And fire the engines once we're near the moon to get orbit and get some sweet science. Also, since we are gonna have two different satellites on the moon orbit, we should have no issues with communications. Yeah, let's just see that is the case here. Really hope so. Okay, meet you on the so thank you for watching the video. Looks like I did not record any more content here. That's gonna be it for the episode 3. We made huge ass chunky rocket to put things up in space. That's right. So I hope we meet in episode 4. Or we don't. Let's see. If I get time to play KSP, that is.